This is the fifth in a short series of presentations to assist paraglider and hang glider pilots who are studying for their BHPA pilot rating exams. This series is on Airlaw. This section is on zones and airways. These are the restricted parts of airspace that a hang glider or paraglider pilot is likely to encounter during a cross-country flight. They are therefore of great practical significance when studying for the pilot rating exam. We will talk about how the various types of airspace interact with each other to create zones and airways. There are also some common warning areas to consider. These have their own symbols and text on the air maps, and we need to be able to interpret them for our pilot exam. Controlled airspace is made up of different structures. This graphic shows the different types of controlled airspace that may surround an airfield. Control zones are established around the aerodrome. Note that the acronym is CTR, not a Z to be seen. They extend from the surface to a specified height. Over the control zone is the control area. The base of the control area is not necessarily at the surface. Terminal manoeuvring areas bring together areas where there are a lot of aerodromes close together, for example the area between Edinburgh and Glasgow or Manchester and Leeds. They don't always extend from the ground, their elevation is notified, but the upper limit is usually the same as the attendant control zone. Then we have airways, which are corridors of controlled airspace into which we can't go. They link the control areas and/or the TMAs. Luckily, you don't really need to know much detail about the rules in different airspace classes. Why should we? We're not allowed into most areas. In the UK, Class F airspace was removed or converted to Class E or Class G in November 2014. Most of our flying is in Class G airspace, but it is also sensible to remember that we are allowed into Class E airspace in VFR conditions only. VFR demands 5 kilometers visibility in Class E airspace, and there is no exemption for slow-moving aircraft that reduces minimum flight visibility to 1,500 meters as there is in Class G airspace. The precise detail, for those who wish to know more, is contained within the Skyway Code. We free flyers only need to know the detail relating to Class G airspace, and in particular we need to be aware of the VMC minima for slow-moving aircraft like ours. In Class G airspace during the day and below 3,000 feet, slow-moving aircraft can use the VMC minima clear of cloud in sight of the surface and flight visibility of 1,500 meters. So that concludes this brief section on zones and airways.